following is a production of the Department of Broadcasting and Journalism at Western Illinois University.
Live from Salee Hall in high definition. News 3 starts now.
Good morning, Macomb. Welcome to our first live show of the semester. I'm Emily Manley.
And I'm Danny Fry. Balloons will fly high in the sky this weekend, but they're not your average balloon.
It's been 30 years for Macomb. It's the longest running event in Illinois. A lot of the events started immediately after ours, and so there's a lot of events around Illinois that we do that are 26, 27 years, but Macomb's been 30 solid years, and so here we go, ready for the weekend.
That's right, there will be hot air balloons taking over Vince Grady Field at WIU for the 30th annual Macomb Balloon Rally. This year's theme is Day of the Dead. Tonight the WIU Jazz Band will play, and then Saturday night, you're not going to want to miss this. The Balloon Glow takes place at dusk. If you've never been, totally recommend it.
It's a bird, it's a plane, no, it's a flying burrito.
That's right. Danny was so excited about this. Chipotle. Chipotle will soon deliver by drone on the campus of Virginia Tech. It will be a reality for some later this month. That's when Google is set to begin testing the drone delivery at the school. Students and employees will be able to order Chipotle burritos on a special kiosk.
They will be made at a Chipotle food truck on site and then delivered to a confined area. The self-navigating drones will lower the burritos using a tether. Google says it chose to test food delivery to learn how to package sensitive cargo for drone delivery, but I'll just take the burritos. But I always get the burrito bowl, and then you get the chips on the side, and do they deliver the guac too? There's so many questions.
Oh, good Lord. Google has been testing this since 2014, viewing them as an environmentally friendly option for packing delivery over fuel-powered vehicles. That's just crazy. I'm not too sure I'm going to feel about that.
And nothing makes a parent happier than a sign that they're raising their kids right.
My parents like to think they raised me right, so take a look at this, though.
Mine don't.
Heather Nielsen and her 5-year-old son Royce were running late to school last week, so she was surprised in their hurry when her son suddenly stopped and bowed his head.
A nearby officer pointed out to her that he was acknowledging the Pledge of Allegiance. Nelson snapped this photo and posted it on Facebook, and of course, it has gone viral.
So adorable. I don't know if I knew at that time to just stop for the Pledge of Allegiance. I knew that we had to do it every morning before we started school, but that's just crazy. Awesome, awesome. That's correct parenting right
Toby
there.
Keith would be proud.
That's right. Apple goes through a major change anyway. I'm not too sure how I feel about this. The company calls it courage, but people are kind of feeling iffy about it. Here's CNN's Jeannie Moose.
If Apple has its way, you can kiss your headphone wires goodbye, gone the way of the tethered telephone, because the new iPhone 7 has no headphone jack.
We believe in a wireless future.
Meet AirPods. Wired said they look like a tiny space fisherman. Hook your lobes.
And priced at just $159.
No more dancing with flopping wires like in the old iPod ads.
Are you ready?
Do you want to say goodbye to these things?
No, I like them. No.
iPhone fans of all ages
I am going to miss the headphone jack.
were resistant.
It's not broken, just leave it.
I find the wireless a pain in the neck because you gotta charge them.
But the new AirPods supply 5 hours of listening on a single charge. Those watching the iPhone 7 unveiling got a charge out of James Corden, singing carpool karaoke while pretending to transport Apple CEO Tim Cook to the event. Presenters extolled everything from longer battery life to better cameras to water resistance that allows the new iPhone to survive a dunk in the toilet, while jokesters mocked Apple for its AirPods and created parody products like the Apple Pencil, writes on things, instant recharging. This is no parody. Apple introduced 2 new iPhone colors.
There's a second new black. We call it simply black.
Wires and headphone jacks, only 90s kids will remember.
Infrared sensors detect when each AirPod is in your ear.
It's one more thing to worry about.
The Apple event ended with a performance by the shy to show her face Sia.
No, no, no.
Unfortunately, we couldn't see whether or not she was wearing AirPods. Ginny Mo, CNN, New York.
Okay, so I'm not too sure how I feel about this.
Well, I'm just so forgetful. Like, I just lost my headphones with the wires, so I don't know how these wireless, I'm going to have like one of them, and it's going to be like cut in half. I don't know what's
I know. I think the new iPhone is so cool, but the whole headphone thing's got me kind of iffy.
Well, talking about headphones, we're going to talk music here for a second. Taking a look at the charts on the Billboard.com's website, the #1 song this week is...
It's Closer by the Chainsmokers. You know, this song, I've heard it so many times in the past. My teacher even played it yesterday. This is the song playing right now. It's Closer. Definitely a catchy song. So, I don't know. Do you like it?
Yeah, I mean, it's catchy, but I listen to a little bit of everything, you know, a little country, a little, you know, I mix it up. I mix it up, of course. And one town celebrates its traditions with a special week every year. Here's a look at the Bushnell Fall Festival with Cora English.
The Bushnell Town and Country Festival is an annual event that celebrates the Bushnell community and its traditions. It started with the Bushnell Centennial Show in 1954. It became an annual tradition with the first official festival in 1959.
So when I came back in '59, the Fall Festival started, and it almost was like a homecoming because I remember that first festival. I hadn't been around here for quite a while, and I walked down the streets and I kept bumping into people I'd gone to high school with.
Community is a huge part of the event. The festival gives people an opportunity to visit with others in their area.
The fun thing about it is just the community part, to come up and you bump into people and maybe you haven't seen them for a while, so you visit for a few minutes.
The festival includes multiple events. The first is the Dog and Cat Show. Children are welcome to bring their pets and compete.
Dog, puppy, kitten, or cat? And you show them.
Cool. And was it fun showing?
Yeah.
The Bushnell Fall Festival also includes a livestock auction. It gives people a chance to support the local FFA by bidding on students' animals. People can choose to purchase the livestock, or they can give the money to the students. The carnival is another fun part of the festival. The rides are provided by Bowdoin Amusements, a Bushnell-based family company. One kid really got a thrill from one of the rides.
I went on this ride yesterday.
The slide? Whoa, what was it like?
It was like... And when I went so fast with the rug, that's a scary face.
Other festivities include an arts and crafts show. People can submit paintings, photography, woodworking, quilts, flowers, vegetables, and more. There are shows in the park. These include a local dance group and various performers. Another big thing at the festival is the parade. The parade showcases different organizations and businesses, and, of course, includes a Grand Marshal.
When they asked me if I would be Grand Marshal, I was really very touched. And so that sort of took me full circle from the beginning through the end.
The Fall Festival has been a Bushnell tradition for more than 50 years, and will likely continue to be a part of the community for years to come. For News 3, I'm Cora English.
Talk about an awesome festival.
I can relate with that kid there with the slides. I go to the Illinois State Fair and they have the big yellow slides, and I went like this too. You know, I know exactly what he's talking about.
Well, here's another way for you to support something in the community. This weekend, McDonough District Hospital is getting one step closer to funding its new Women's Center.
A golf tournament will be held this Saturday at Gold Hills Golf Club. Registration starts at 8 a.m. and players will tee off.
That's right, all the proceeds will go towards the Dolores Cater Schweitzer Women's Center. The hospital foundation is working to raise enough funds to start construction on the center by 2017.
Caddyshack.
Oh, goodness. And after high temps and almost 2 inches of rain this week, I hope there's a good weekend forecast coming up.
Emily, we have the home opener, the Leathernecks and the Northern Arizona Lumberjacks this weekend, so I hope that JT Grider is a great weekend forecast coming up.
I hope so too, but before we get to that forecast, we have the lady who started the Kite Festival up here. Next on Good Morning Macomb, you want to grab a cup of coffee? We'll be right back in 120 seconds.
Come fly with me, let's fly away.
Now from Macomb in high definition. Good Morning Macomb continues.
And welcome back to Good Morning Macomb. If you're looking for something to do this weekend, I have your answer. Joining me this morning is the Kite Festival lady. That's what I like to call her. And it is Heather McMeekin. Good morning, Heather. How are you?
Good morning. I'm happy to be here.
Are you ready for this weekend?
Oh, we are so ready. I don't know if the rain is going to cooperate
today. It's okay. We're going to pray for that.
That's right.
Let's start off with where you got this idea. This is the second annual one. So
that's right.
Where you even got the idea of a kite.
Well, I've been flying kites now for over 2 decades. I don't really want to admit that, but I have. And I first became just engrossed with the idea of bringing a kite festival for kids after participating in a kite festival myself over in Burlington, Iowa, and decided that I wanted to be able to bring that same experience over here. It took me a while to do that. Last year was our first inaugural year for the kite festival. It was a wild success. And so we had so much fun, we're doing it again.
I know I had fun. I went out there, and those kites are crazy. Where do all those people come from with those big kites?
Well, we have Tony and Ann Killip are from Watauga, Illinois, and they fly gigantic flow-form kites. A lot of them they make themselves. They have their own business, and they just go to kite festivals and put them up, and oh, we're so glad to have them. Team 180 Go is from up in northern Illinois and also Charleston, and they travel around. They're an elite sports kite team. They fly quad line revolution kites, which looks like big bow ties, and they hover. People are shocked at what they can do with those kites.
That's awesome, and they'll be able to watch them this weekend, but what else is there for people to do?
Starting today at 3 o'clock, we're going to open up the park, weather permitting, of course, so that kids can come over and military families can start just enjoying the field, getting a feel for what's going to be set up, and then at 4 o'clock we're going to start handing out kites for military family kids, and then at 4:45 we're holding a service in honor of our military families and their sacrifices that they make, because whenever a soldier serves, so does their family.
That's right. And so now, because of 9/11 this weekend, what are you guys doing for those people?
What we're going to do is hold a service. Mayor Inman will be there making remarks. We have WIU's ROTC Leatherneck Battalion will be posting the colors, and we have the VFW, and we also have participation from many of the different military organizations in town.
Well, I recommend going. I had a great time last year, and the kites are just absolutely crazy. The Kite Festival takes place on the east side of town at Veterans Park. It starts this afternoon at 3, weather permitting, and goes until this evening on Saturday. Of course, if you want to go out there, it's going to be fantastic. Storm Teams 3 JT Greider will have your weekend forecast coming up after the break. You're going to want to stay here because guess what? You want to get out and fly a kite this weekend. We'll be right back in 2 minutes.
Currently here in Macomb, we have a temperature of 68 with a humidity of 100% as that rain has started falling. We take a look at our temperatures around the region now. We have 68 in Burlington, 71 in Keokuk, and 72 in Quincy. Looking at our surface map, we can see that that cold front that was supposed to swing through this morning has gone stationary just to our north, and that's what's allowing all this rain to just keep riding on through the area. We will be a little bit rain-soaked this afternoon for those football games that you might want to go out to and enjoy. So just keep an eye on that. Plus, we have all this rain that's streaming through right now that'll continue to lift off to the north. But after that, we're supposed to see another chance of rain as it swings on through. Now, taking a look at our tropics, this is something new that I want to try, and that this low has just developed just last night off the west coast of Africa. It is our new tropical depression, and it's Tropical Depression 10. It is supposed to develop within the next 5 days and start tracking off to the northwest, sorry. So, for today, here in Macomb, we have thunderstorms in the morning, clearing out for the afternoon, and a high of 76. For tonight, we have more thunderstorms as they're supposed to redevelop and possibly become severe. So you might want to keep an eye on that, but the low is only supposed to get down to 64 as we're going to have some clouds sticking around to keep that temperature kind of up in the air a little bit. Now, for your game day forecast for tomorrow, at 3 o'clock, it's supposed to be sunny skies, and that'll follow us all the way through the day. So, our high temperature for tomorrow's football game is supposed to be about 71. So you're going to want to take out those sunglasses if you're going to the game. And now, for your 5-day forecast from the Storm Team 3, we have partly cloudy skies on Saturday with a high of 72. On Sunday, we have sunny skies and a temperature of 75. So if you're going to do anything this weekend, like the Kite Festival or the Balloon Rally, you're going to want to go out and do it.
I like this. I like this forecast. You can stay here on News 3.
Okay.
And I want to say for tonight, for Macomb High football, people are going to that game in Macomb High. Is it going to be a sloppy mess? What's it going to be like?
You're going to want to take the umbrella.
Umbrella, rain slicker.
Yeah.
If we're going out to film that, just hunker down.
For sure.
All right.
You even said you didn't have any shoes for that. You're gonna.
I'll get something. I'll figure something out.
Thank you so much, JT. Up next, the athletic alumni as they return to the Western Illinois campus, plus a preview of the Leatherneck football home opener for tomorrow. Danny's got all that coming up after the break.
Welcome back to Good Morning Macomb. Decades-old memories are being rehashed by several Western Illinois alumni, including some prestigious athletes. The reunion for the group normally is hosted by an alum at their house, but this year WIU President Jack Thomas invited them to Macomb, where aspects of life have changed since the late 50s and early 60s.
Old friends reminisce and flip through old yearbooks. One of them was a former Western wrestler in class of 1964, Jim Shipp.
There was a small group of blacks on campus, and so we got really close to each other. And we got to know each other, we visited each other's home, and we got to be friends. And so after getting together about 12 years ago, we decided we'd do this every year.
An unexpected death prompted the group to stay in touch.
We lost a couple of guys, which is what we were concerned about, because we lost one guy and we didn't even know about it. And we said, hey, as we get older, you know, we just need to stay in touch with each other. I'm 75. I'm one of the younger guys in the group.
No matter how tough the times were in the early 60s, minorities stuck together when at Western.
That we did stick together, you know, as that old story said, we had each other's back. We created our own atmosphere in terms of learning because we didn't get the proper advisement that we should have. But then again, a lot of other guys didn't get it either. A lot of other students didn't get it either. But we bonded together, and that's what makes us so close right now. And I'm quite sure other students would feel the same way.
There were about 110, 115 minorities on campus, and we got to know each other real well, and we sort of stayed to ourselves. When we went off campus, we went over to the east side, the northeast side, where the blacks live. Got to know that community as well, and so we just sort of hovered together. And I wish the town had been more welcoming to us.
Over 50 years later, there are more changes than you think on the current WIU campus.
Everything around here has changed. I didn't even know my way around. There are all these new buildings and the additions to the place, especially the sports department. The sports department is unusual from what we had back in our day. The weight room, the new gym, and the other facilities they have here, and even the classroom. The only building I remember is the administration building.
Well, you know, I am ecstatic, as I said, about coming back, being with him. But most of all is just seeing what's happening at Western Illinois University, the way they have expanded their environment and everything, and the diversity that they have here. You know, that's what excites me about being here.
The former football players Booker Edgerson and Leroy Jackson spoke to the Western football team of wisdom for the ongoing season, and boy, do they have a lot of memories. Leroy Jackson played for the Washington Redskins and broke the color barrier, thus fully integrating the National Football League at that time. And Booker Edgerson was roommates with O.J. Simpson when the two played together at Buffalo in 1969, and he talked about times where he would go to Brentwood and hang out with O.J. So just a lot of really interesting stories from those two guys. Sticking with football, the Western Illinois football team, the current 2016 team, is 1-0, and the Leathernecks bring the show home tomorrow against the Northern Arizona Lumberjacks. I had a chance to sit down with head coach Charlie Fisher, and it sounds like the Leathernecks will have their hands full.
Well, it's, you know, obviously a tough game, and we'll find out, again, a lot more about ourselves right off the bat. Intersectional, two ranked teams. It'd be a great opportunity for us to make a statement on the national stage, that's for sure.
And the number 19 Lumberjacks kick off tomorrow at 3 p.m. in the Leathernecks home opener at Hanson Field. The game will be available live on ESPN3 and the Watch ESPN app. More Good Morning Macomb after this.
We're going to leave you this morning with a little local spotlight. The Macomb Police Department has been awarded second place in the Illinois Traffic Safety Challenge for municipalities with 26 to 30 full-time officers.
They were given this award for effectively providing strategies to reduce crashes and injuries in their jurisdiction. They were also given the Railroad Crossing Safety Award and Rookie of the Year Award.
This gave the Macomb PD a $5,000 training voucher for the public safety. Big congrats to them. Now we're going to pass it over and hopefully congratulate JT when he gives us a good football forecast for tomorrow.
Tell him again.
I think I have a good one. The game day forecast for tomorrow is kickoff at 3 p.m. with a nice sunny sky, 70 degrees. But by the end of the game, it's going to be sunny again with another 70 degrees. And then for your 5-day forecast, we have partly cloudy skies tomorrow. And then on Sunday, we have another sunny day. But then Tuesday, we do have some storms returning into the area, so that'll be interesting.
I'm not really looking forward to that, but as long as it starts to get a little bit nicer outside this week with all that rain, walking to class wasn't fun. And then that those hot temperatures that were earlier this week too. Danny's got to go out tonight and shoot some videos, so.
Yeah, that's, but as long as Saturday for Western football is good, I'm okay.
That's right. Well, thank you for joining us this morning. For JT Greider and Danny Fry, I'm Emily Manley. We'll be back on Tuesday with Live at 4, but you can find us all online all the time. Search our Facebook feed, News 3 WIU TV. Have a good morning, Macomb.